Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you, and I have decided, as I think I've stated before, I'm going to do the next Iron Maiden batch. This does not include 7-inch singles. I've only got one, but it's away with the other singles, so I'll do that when I do the 7-inch singles. So this, my little Iron Maiden chums, is the albums and the 12-inch singles / EPs, and this is the Japanese pressings. So let's get cracking. So first up is a 12-inch live EP. Well, it's got like some live stuff with one studio song, hence the title. And to the best of my knowledge, I think this was the first ever 12-inch release in Japan. And it was a Japanese... What an utter scrotum. And it was a Japanese-only release. I did see there was, I can't remember, I think it was a Greek or Portuguese, I think it was Greek release later on. But the track listing's totally different. It looks nothing like this. This is the genuine Japanese first edition. And the EP is called Live Plus One. I love the front cover of that because it's Maiden in their early days when they were playing like little venues. And I do remember seeing this in, I think it was 1981 when I first got into the band. So I was like just turned 13. And there was a record shop in Middlesbrough, Linthorpe Road, called Alan Fernley Records. And he had this in. And I remember picking it up and thinking, I would love that. But at the time, I think it was about a tenner, which to a 13-year-old in 1981 was a fortune. So I never ever got it. Over the moon to get this. So the songs on it are Sanctuary Live, which is a totally different version live that I've never heard before. So to the best of my knowledge, that version of Sanctuary is exclusive to this release. Phantom of the Opera. I can't remember whether that's the same version which is on the B side of the UK Women in Uniform 12-inch or whether it's different. I can't remember. Drifter, that's live. That's a different version. And then you've got Women in Uniform as the studio song. So, yeah, Obi strip, all present and correct. This, as all my Japanese Maiden presents, are in near mint condition. These are beautiful. So the Obi strip's there. It's got the original Iron Maiden first album Eddie on the back with the track listing. And then you get the inner, if I can get hold of it, the inner sheet, which has that on one side. And then the lyrics on the other. If you've never had a Japanese pressing, 9 times out of 10 you get one of these. If you have, you know what I'm going to say. When you read the lyrics on these, they're totally wrong. I don't know whether it's lost in translation or whether they just sit and listen and put what they think is being said. I'll give you an example, but I need my glasses. Hang on. So, example. The first line in Sanctuary, the real lyrics, is out of the winter I came on a warhorse of steel. According to the Japanese lyrics, it's all the women just care for the warhorse of steel. I've got to find some more because these are really, really unreal. And the little bridge bit is, I know you'd have gone insane if you saw what I saw. This is, I know you've gone insane. I saw it before. And then the next one is, now I've got to look for Sanctuary from the Law. They put Now I've Got to Live For Sanctuary from the Law. The next verse is, I met up with a singer last night to keep me alive. Spent all my money on gambling and guns to survive. The Japanese version. I went out with a swinger last night. She gave me a ride. Spent all my money on gambling, on guys, and on wine. Jesus, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I swear to God, if you've got any Maiden Japanese pressings, 12-inch, and you get these in, if you've never looked at the lyrics, oh, you need to. They're fantastic. Hours of family fun. And then you get, because this is not an album, obviously, it's just a 12-inch EP. And then you get the record, and you always got these anti-static inner sleeves. So Sanctuary and Phantom of the Opera is on side 1. And Drifter Live and Women in Uniform is on side 2. I'll just show you how nice these look. Now, you bear in mind, these are 43 years old. Look at that. Just a wee bit of dust and that's it. And they are amazing, amazing pressings. For me, they're the best records in the world sounding the Japanese. Look at the size of that first song, Drifter. It's huge. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but the Japanese certainly know how to press records. There's a lot, I've noticed as well, there's a lot less background noise, you know, like when you put your stylus on the record, when you put the arm down and it starts playing, you get like that little rumble. Obviously it's worse on coloured vinyl. Japanese pressings are a hell of a lot quieter, I've noticed. Such amazing quality, so high. But yeah, that Women in Uniform is supposed to be beehive hairdo, 45 on the hip. Theirs is we have penance for the gun on it. We have penance for the gun on her hip. Is that right? Yeah. I swear to God, you need to get one just to have a look. So that's 1980s Life Plus 1. Now I do have another pressing of this, and it's a misprint. It's exactly the same. Everything's the same. But on the back, you can't really see it on there. Yeah, right. You see on the back of that one, behind the Obi strip, there's a red P there. What it actually says there is play loud. On the misprint, it says play loud. Everything else is the same. The record's the same. The very accurate lyric sheet is the same. But yeah, that's my 2 copies. One is the bog standard and one's the mispress Live Plus 1. The second 12-inch EP release was, if I remember rightly, the UK's first ever 12-inch single by the band. I think, yeah, Sanctuary's got a European issue, which I've got. I think it's Dutch or German. Actually, I think I've got both. Of Sanctuary. That was never released as a 12-inch over here. No, I tell a lie. We got Women in Uniform. Women in Uniform was our first 12-inch single. Sorry, forgot about that. But this was the second one. And this was a 4-track live EP. However, if you got this in the States or Canada, It was a 5-track he got Rothschild on. This was the very last release with Paul Di'Anno on, and it's made in Japan. Apparently, from what I was told, there was no translation for Maiden Japan in Japan. So they give it the alternative title of Heavy Metal Army, and then they put Maiden Japan Live under it. Again, Obi strip is all present and correct. Artwork's exactly the same. Track listing the same. You do get the lyric sheet. Yeah. Heavy Metal Army, yeah. So there's one side. So nice. So nice, these releases. I love them. And there's the other. Oh. I'm not going to be here all night doing this. Let's see if I can just find another one. Running Free, the first single they released on EMI. The lyrics are, just 16, a pickup truck out of money, out of luck. But if you live in Japan, it's, I'm just 16, stayed out of trouble, out of money, out of love. There you go. There's got to be more here, but I can't even carry on because I'll be here all night because they just amuse me so much. I love them. And the record it looks the same as the other one, same labels. So you've got Run Free and Remember Tomorrow on side 1. I'm not going to take this one out the bag. Oh, we're going to be here all day. And Killers and Innocent Exile on side 2. On the US and Canadian release, on the beginning of side 2, you got Rothschild. So that is Maiden Japan, known in Japan as Heavy Metal Army. Next 12-inch is probably one of Maiden's most popular singles. Because not every single got released the same as us, this has got like sort of a combination of different songs off different B-sides that like put them all on the one record. You'll know what I mean. Aces High with the Obi. So on side 1 there's Aces High, and then you've got The Number of the Beast live. Then on side 2, King of Twilight, which was an Aces High B-side. But then you've got Rainbow's Gold, which was one of the B-side songs of 2 Minutes to Midnight. And then you've got Cross-Eyed Mary, which was the B-side of The Trooper. So obviously they didn't have The Trooper as a single or 2 Minutes to Midnight. Hence why they sort of make these into a little bit longer. You get like sort of 5 or 6 songs usually on these for that reason. I'm not even going to read this, but there's the lyric. There's the lyric sheet. You get the previous albums and 12-inch singles on there. And on the other side, yes, it's all in Japanese. With the artwork there. But yeah, these are absolutely, compared to any other pressing for me, these are absolutely superior. And then again, you always get the records in those anti-static sleeves. This didn't have an Eddie label or anything, so it's got this horrible cream EMI label. That's side 1 with Aces High and The Number of the Beast live. And then side 2, you got King of Twilight, Rainbow's Gold, and Cross-Eyed Mary. So that is the Aces High 5-track EP. The next 12-inch that come out is the only Japanese 12-inch single pressing that I don't have. And it's Running Free live. I'm still trying to hunt it down. I still want it, and I fully intend to get it one day. It's just grabbing hold of it. It used to be really, really easy to get. So because it was easy to get, I thought I'll go for the difficult ones and leave it at last. And sod's law now. Used to be dead cheap, and it's not now. So after the Running Free live single, which was taken off live after death, the next album was Somewhere in Time. They didn't get Wasted Years as their single. They got Stranger in a Strange Land with the Obi. Now this release is absolutely beautiful. And this was the first tour I got to see Maiden on live way back in 1986 at Newcastle City Hall in October. And absolutely blew me away. I was nearly crying, as I do most times, especially this one. When Steve Harris ran on stage, I just filled up. I was choked. I couldn't speak. So on here you get Stranger in a Strange Land and Juanita, which is one of the Stranger in a Strange Land B-sides. Then you get Reach Out on side 2, which is one of the B-sides of Wasted Years. Then you get Lost for Words, Big Horror, live, which is one of the B-side songs off the Run to the Hills live single. And then to finish off on side B, you get the Sheriff of Huddersfield again, which is taken off our Wasted Years single. So again, because they didn't get Wasted Years or Run to the Hills live as a single, they compiled them on here and make it just like one EP. But this is absolutely beautiful. The record is laser etched. So I will take this one out so you can see it. Exactly the same record labels as the Somewhere in Time album as well, which I thought looked really good. And then on the edge of the record, it says Iron Maiden, Somewhere on Tour, 87. It was the following year by the time they got to Japan. Oh, look at that on the edge. Absolutely stunning, that. So you actually put the stylus to start playing there. There's the beginning bit there, so that's non-playable, obviously. And on the other side, it's just like a little 10-inch when you look, a little 10-inch single. There's the three songs there. So you put your stylus there to start playing, ignoring that. And that's where you get Reach Out, Lost for Words live, and Sheriff of Huddersfield. Beautiful. I love that. I love that one. But you do get extra goodies in this one. To the best of our knowledge, this was the first 12-inch single / EP, not album, 12-inch single or EP, that you got one of these in. Now, I had this years ago. One of the ones that, like, obviously I lost a long time ago. And my original copy did not have this. I didn't even know it existed, but obviously it does. So as well as the accurate lyric sheet, you got this absolutely beautiful poster. Not huge, but my God, it is funky. Just look at that. Every time the Japanese record got released with a poster, they're usually harder to find now. And I remember that I went with my ex and 2 of my mates, and one of my mates bought this huge poster at the gig of that. That was like on this like full length of a door size poster with Somewhere in Time on. Derek Riggs artwork, can't go wrong with it. And I do not think that there's anything else in there. I think that's it. I can't remember whether there was something else supposed to be in there or not. I don't think there was, but I think that was it. So that is the 12-inch EP of Stranger in a Strange Land. Stranger in a Strange Land was the final Japanese 12-inch EP to be pressed on vinyl. So now we're on to the albums. And this is the first album, this is the debut one. Lovely silver Obi. Artwork looks amazing. Totally all intact. Same as the English, 4 tracks on each. The US and the Canadian pressings got Sanctuary on side 2. So side 2 in the US and Canada had 5 songs on. First album, because obviously they weren't that famous, didn't have a poster or anything, this was it. You just got the lyric sheet, which this time folds out. Oh God. What I love about this one is it shows you on the last side, I know it's only black and white, but you get the first album sleeve with no Iron Maiden logo on. Up until recently, which I'm assuming has all been photoshopped, I think this was the only time, apart from the original Derek Riggs, where you could see the album sleeve without Iron Maiden emblazoned across the top. I'd never seen it anywhere else. It would have been nice if it was in colour, but even so, there you go. I remember when I got this and I played it, wow, blew me away. The sound on this, absolutely unreal. I noticed as well that the Iron Maiden logo on this is dark, like a slightly darker red to the UK version, because the UK version is almost orange on the original pressing. It's just the Japanese pressings, like, they're unreal. And the labels, the colours on the labels as well, are just so much more vivid. So there's side 1. Look at that. And that's with the plastic over it. And side 2. Now I can't remember. Let's have a little look. Yes, it does. I can see by the groove. You know, like on the original pressings where Phantom of the Opera finishes, and then you wait like 10-15 seconds, and you just get the Paul Di'Anno slowed vocal going, "Charge me back at your rear," at the end, you jump out your skin. Some didn't have that, but I've just looked there and there's a little gap at the end with it on, so it is on the Japanese pressing. So that's the Japanese pressing of 1980s Iron Maiden. Next up is Maiden's second album, and when I got this, I was absolutely over the moon. However, I did pay a bit over the odds for it. But when I bought this, it's the first one I'd ever seen complete. I've seen it since for cheaper, not much cheaper, but this is an absolutely stunning copy of it. And this is Killers. You can just tell that that's supposed to say Killers with the dripping blood. And on the back, same artwork. This one, though, does have Twilight Zone on, which so does the American and Canadian copy. I don't know why, but America and Canada always got those singles that in the UK were unreleased as singles. They got them on here. Now, I thought this was just going to be a clip when I first got it, just a little clip, like a little snippet, because on this record, Twilight Zone is the very last song on side 2, but it's listed as Details of Twilight Zone, which I found exceptionally strange. Now, I don't know if it was originally released like this, but when I got this is how mine came. This was in a polyline sleeve, but it's the black one. And I'm going to take this one out to show you, because this is absolutely, oh, look at that. There's not a mark on it. It's beautiful. So there's side one. You can they just feel different. And if you look at this, the very last song on side 2, which is track 5, it says Details of Twilight Zone. Oh, bugger off. You can see it there, look. Details of Twilight, which I found really strange. And I thought as well, because the last track looks really small, I thought, nah, that's not the full song. But it is. For me, it should have been on the UK album, because what a song. However, the album is produced by Martin Birch, but Twilight Zone was produced by the band. I don't know if it was recorded later after the album came out. But they must have known it was coming out, and they should have waited. And then you get the obligatory lyric sheet. This one looks actually really cool, because you get a big close-up of Eddie's gorgeous face on that one. One of, if not, my favourite Eddie of all time. Love it. This was the very first Iron Maiden album I ever owned, the UK version. So I think that's why I've got a soft spot for that Eddie and the album itself. And then inside, it's a fold-out one. You just get more Japanese print, but you get a nice Eddie with his axe there. I heard a rumour about this. I don't know how true it is, but like when I first seen this, obviously he's give somebody that and they're grabbing him to sort of pull themselves back up. I can believe it, because look there, I heard that it was after the Sanctuary cover and with a uniform. I heard it was supposed to be Margaret Thatcher. How true that is, I don't know. Now this one did have a poster. Did I get it though? Damn right I did, for the money I paid for it. This is a cracker. This is huge. For saying it's like just something that you get in an album, and you get that in the bottom corner to show that it is actually part of the album. The numbers match, and it is pretty damn fine quality paper that it's printed on, and it's a live shot of the band on stage. I'm not going to fit this all in one go. That's what she said. Now there were Clive on the drums, God rest his soul. There's Eddie in his full glory. And there's Adrian Smith with his exceptionally sexy leopard skin print t-shirt. And I know people, yeah, well, it's only a poster, but what you don't realise is that poster determines whether you get it for like 60, 70 quid or hundreds. Yes, it does. So yeah, that is probably my third favourite Maiden album. It was the first one I ever owned, UK pressing. 1981's Killers. The next album I don't have, and I'm gutted, because as you probably know, it's my favourite album of all time, The Number of the Beast. However, it is now getting harder and harder to find with the poster. And if I see a copy of it and it doesn't have the poster, I'll leave it well alone. The first pressing didn't have the poster. The second one did, I believe. And you can tell by the Obi strip, there's a red strip across the top, which I think in Japanese says, like, includes poster. But you can get plenty of them, and then when you see it, it doesn't have the poster, so I'll leave well alone. There's only 2 of their albums on vinyl, original presses, that I don't have. Number of the Beast is one, and the other one is my second favourite one, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. That is the hardest one to get. I saw one go for £200-300 the other day, and it was complete. It had the foil Iron Maiden sticker in, and the fold-out cover, but it also had like the sort of cartoon-looking sticker sheet in as well, which I'd never seen before. I knew it existed, but I'd never seen one like for sale before. I was pretty devastated because I think if I'd have had the money, I would have paid it. I know it's expensive, but there's only the 2 I don't have. Number of the Beast, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and it's my 2 favourite albums. I should have tried to track them down first, but I didn't know. So because I don't have the Number of the Beast, the one that came out after that was 1983's Peace of Mind. Complete with Obi. And the weird thing about this one is, unlike the UK ones, and probably most worldwide process, there is other pressings from other countries, but the majority have a gatefold sleeve. This doesn't. It's just a single sleeve. I always found that a bit strange. Back of the Obi then, it's got the track listing exactly the same as the UK this time. Nico's first album, as everybody knows. The labels are the same. This one sounds absolutely, well, they all do, but this sounds beautiful. So there's side 1. Same labels. And side 2. And the extras you get in here. When you open the gatefold sleeve in the UK and US or whatever else has got it, it's this what you see. So they just put it on their inner lyric sheet. So you get that on one side, same as ours. But the lyrics are actually all in English this time. And on the inside it goes black and white, and you get the Japanese lyrics. The lyrics on this one are actually correct because it's exactly the same print as the UK cover. So this may well be the only Japanese pressing with the correct lyrics. And again, not very easy to find now. I do have the poster. This is a good one as well. It's I think it's the same photo, or is it similar? I think it's the same, yeah, as the back of the picture sleeve for the Flight of Icarus, where they stood on the stairs. Very young Steve there, very young Maiden there, and the Iron Maiden logo in the bottom corner there. Didn't get anything like this with the UK ones, did we? Stupid thing. So yeah, I think that was all you got in that one. Yeah. So that's the 1983 complete Japanese pressing, Peace of Mind. Next up, again, complete with poster, 1984's Powerslave. Obi all intact. Same track listing. Record, same label as the UK one. There's the mighty track for the track for the mighty rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And then you get, this is like Peace of Mind, where the lyrics are actually correct because they're the same as the inner sleeve. So you get that on one side with the catalogue number at the top, which Peace of Mind had as well. And you get the same lyrics there, like exactly the same as the UK. But then when you open it, you get the Japanese version there. And then the all-important poster. I think the Killers one was actually the biggest one. Although I think the Number of the Beast one's big. So Iron Maiden, Powerslave on the top there. Steve Harris, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, Bruce Dickinson, Eddie. Then you get the live shot. And there's no sign of Nico. That's how important I thought he was at the time. So, yeah. Although it looks like this one's been used, there's little bits of like sellotape on the back. The front of it is absolutely bang on. There's nothing wrong with it at all. There's no marks or anything like that. So yeah, I was over the moon when I got that one, because I know that one wasn't easy to get either. 1984's Powerslave. Next up was Maiden's first ever full-length live album. I was lucky to get this when I got it, because I got this really cheap. And it is Live After Death, with this gorgeous looking Obi strip on the back. I think this is the only one I've actually kept in those original Japanese, because I find these really irritating when they stick down and open, so I put them all in my own poly sleeves and bin these because they're really thin anyway, but I never got around to doing this one. So, the gatefold sleeve, which is all the same. You've got the booklet. If you ever get this and the booklet's in, always check to make sure. It's the proper one. Check that number there. That should tally with the catalogue number of the record on the top there at the front. I think some have had the booklet missing and people have just shot the UK one in. I think it's the same content, but I just don't understand like why they would do that. If it's missing, it's missing. Don't bother. You'll know anyway, because like this actually isn't like a full booklet. It's just like that and that, whereas the UK one's about 8 pages, I think. And then you get that one as well. It's like 2 separate ones, but they're not stapled together. So it's 2 separate ones, just one inside the other. That's another reason how you know it's the real one as well, because it's 2 separate pieces. But the main thing is, it's that number there. And then you get only one-sided this time, but you get the Japanese insert. I don't think this will be lyrics, but it's still nice that they do them. The Japanese pressings, honestly, I can't recommend them enough. They're amazing. And for, if I remember rightly, yeah, for the first time, instead of using the plastic sleeves, they are in them as well, but there was inner sleeves lyric sleeves, same as the UK one. They're thinner though. These are similar quality paper to what you get in the US and Canadian pressings, because it's quite thin. But you do get the anti-static sleeve inside that, which is always good. And again, just like the UK one, it's those ever familiar gravestone labels. Look at that. I must admit, I think I've only played this once, but that still looks like it's just come brand new out the shop. So both record labels on both LPs are still the same as ours. I think the print on that one just looks a little bit lighter. It's not quite as deep. I am putting this down. I'm going to make sure that this is put away safely before I get the next thing out. Yep. And I don't think there's anything else extra. I think that's it, just the booklet in 2 parts. But I will look just to make sure there's nothing else in there. Yeah. I don't know if this came with anything else. I'm pretty sure it didn't have a poster. If it had a merchandise sheet or a sticker or anything like that, I've never had them. This is how I've owned it. But this is, if it's not complete, it's pretty damn close, because it's got the both albums in, and it's got the inner sleeves, and it's got the booklet in. So if there's a little thing missing, I don't know about it, to be honest. And I'm just glad I've got it. I've got the Japanese one anyway, whether it's got extras or not. Oh yeah, and it's got like I said, it's got that in as well. So if it's not complete, because it's the only one I've ever seen, I've got nothing to compare it to. But if this is not complete, there's not much that's missing, I'm sure. Like I said, it'll be a sticker or a merch sheet or something like that. So 1985's in immaculate condition, Live After Death. Now, like I said earlier, the two that I don't have are The Number of the Beast and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I think the reason Seventh Son of a Seventh Son is so hard to get is it was the final Maiden album to get an official pressing. It was the last album they released on vinyl in Japan. No Prayer for the Dying didn't get one. It was just CDs only. Neither did Fear of the Dark or anything else after that until the re-release. Picture discs came out, I think. So this was the second from last album that got a Japanese pressing, and this is the last one I own, with the exception of one 7-inch single, which I'll show when I show the singles. This is one of Maiden's most popular records, and this, unfortunately, is not complete. However, it's 99% complete. There's one thing missing out of this, and it's a stupid bloody blue and yellow Iron Maiden sticker. That's it. Everything else is there. And this is Somewhere in Time. That Obi. Look how thick. I think that's probably the biggest Obi out of a lot of them so far. I can't remember if the Seventh Son one is that wide. I can't remember. I've never seen one in the flesh. I've only ever seen photos. Exactly the same track listing and artwork. And exactly the same record labels, which is also the same as the Japanese pressing of Stranger in a Strange Land. Whereas Stranger in a Strange Land over here was just the black AMI labels. I remember when I first bought Somewhere in Time on vinyl, when it first came out in '86, I saw that label and it absolutely blew me away. The tour that they're doing next year, a lot of it's going to be based around this apparently, so they're going to do some stuff off Senjutsu and some stuff off this, probably stuff they've never played before, like I'm not even going to sigh anymore like I used to, because I'm actually quite looking forward to it. But everybody seems to think that they're going to play Alexander the Great. I've never thought the song was crap, but it's never for me been the best song on the album, like most of the fans. However, if they're going to do that, please drop Fear of the Dark, because I have had it up here with that effing song. And I'm hoping they do Sea of Madness, Caught Somewhere in Time, The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, which I doubt, but I hope they do. Stranger in a Strange Land and Alexander the Great. It'd be nice to hear it, because I've never played it live. Even though it's not the greatest song, it's very, very popular. And then also you get, this is a cracking package, this. You didn't get this in the UK one. You got none of this. But you get a booklet. That's the front, that's the back. So obviously when you open that, you get the full artwork to look at all in one go. A lot of people have said they've looked at that for hours and they'll find something new every time. When you open it, you get that. I'm assuming that's there because the album before this was Live After Death. More photos. Nearly all world slavery tour. Powerslave tour. I suppose, like, when this came out, though, they won't have had any Somewhere in Time shots to put on. Apart from studio shots? Apart from studio shots. Yeah, this was the photo shoot for the album where they put all the futuristic gubbins in. Futuristic cars and what have you. One of the nicest celebrities I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in my life, that fella, Dave Murray. What a lovely, lovely fella. Nico was canny as well. Well, they all were, to be honest. But I've never met Bruce or Adrian. I'm in the Blaze Bailey lineup. Bruce is supposed to be a bit of an arrogant twat, which I can well believe. And that's the lot for that. So I think that's a really, really nice little thing to have, because you don't get that anywhere else, just in the Japanese one. And then you get, this is, I love this poster. How 80s do they look there? Dave Murray, the very nice fella there, believe it or not, is the absolute spit of his wife, which I find disturbing. If you've never seen him before, if you Google Dave Murray's wife, you'll think it's him. Especially when they got married, like back in the 80s. I don't know about now, I've never seen her for donkey's years. But yeah, one of the nicest people, famous, you could ever wish to meet is Dave Murray. Lovely fella. And the last thing I've got, because I don't have the blue sticker, and I've never seen anything like this before, I was so excited. It is a 7-inch interview disc on their own words. So you get an individual track of each band member talking, basically. I've played this for years. I can't remember whether they're actually getting asked questions or whether they just talk. I can't remember. But I'll open this and show you. So it's just like yellow card for the outer sleeve. Oh my God, I didn't even know that. First time I've seen that. Even in the 7-inch single. You got a little itty bitty Japanese insert. Never even noticed that before. Something's telling me I didn't used to have that in the first copy I had of this. I used to have this before. I got it in the market in Durham. Oh, it opens as well, look. And the one I had, it had the single, but it didn't have the booklet and it didn't have the poster. So I just thought you got the single in with this, with the inner sleeve and what have you. So I was chuffed with that. Then when I seen this one, I was like, wow, look at that. Man didn't have that. And the label of the interview record is just the usual EMI cream coloured label. That's the B side, which is Dave Murray and Steve Harris. And on the A side, you get Bruce Dickinson, Adrian Smith and Nico McBrain. Pretty good, huh? I don't think there's anything else in this one. I think that's the lot. So something's telling me then, if that's the case, did it have an insert? Oh, it does. Hey, it does. Wow. Forgot about that one. There you go. Lyric sheet, all present and correct like the English one, because this is what you get as the inner sleeve in the English pressing. Again, all these, if you want to tally them up, they should have that the same catalogue number as the Japanese record itself. And then inside, it's all in Japanese. Such a nice addition, this one. It's just a damn shame I don't have that sticker, because then it will be complete. I don't think I've got it. If I find this now, I've never noticed it before. Yeah, it's not there. I didn't think it was. It's basically just a blue. Like, it's like that. It's a blue oblong sticker, but with Iron Maiden in yellow. You know, like, wrote like how they write it like that. It's nothing snazzy, but it just would be nice to have. And yeah, that's the only thing that's missing out of that. So that is my final one that I've got. So I'm 2 LPs short and 1 12-inch single of the entire Japanese original vinyl 12-inch EP and album editions. I need Run to the Hills live 12-inch, and then I need The Number of the Beast with the poster. And when I get, well, if I ever get, because it's expensive, if I get the Somewhere in Time Japanese one, they've all got to have the Obi, obviously. Even if I can get it with just the silver sticker. Because I think that one I was saying earlier on with the cartoon ones, I think they're very few and far between. However, that's long into the future because it is expensive. 1986, Somewhere in Time. So there you go. That's my entire Japanese Iron Maiden vinyl pressings to date, minus the 1 7-inch single, which I will show with the singles. I do have some other things bootleg, which I made to look like official pressings, and they're not live. I don't know, but it says that they're made in Japan. I don't know, but because they're not official, I haven't included them. I'm just going to show all bootlegs when I show them. I haven't got millions, but I'll just keep them all together because they are bootlegs. But some 7-inch singles look stunning, and they sound great as well. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. I think with the singles, like, I can't see me getting any more because they're just, some of them go for more money than the albums. 7-inch singles, they're so expensive. I was really lucky with the one I've got. Very lucky. But the albums, yeah, I've got 2 albums and a 12-inch, and then that's probably going to be me done with the Japanese stuff whenever I get them. But we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed that, fellow Maiden fans. Fellow horror and film fans, if you didn't enjoy that, I do apologise. But I will be back with more film stuff as well. And there will be more Maiden stuff. And there will be other vinyl stuff as well. It's not going to be all Maiden every time I do vinyl. It's just that they're my favourite band. And I did want to start and get some stuff out there. But I have actually, I wouldn't say requested, but somebody's asked me. I did say, like, I'd seen somebody post something about the band Feeder. And I mentioned that I've got all their stuff on vinyl. And I was thinking of doing a video, and they said, oh, I'd like to see that. So I thought, right, I'll do it in the next couple of weeks. So there will be a Feeder one as well coming up, as well as other stuff. But yes, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any Maiden Japanese stuff, let me know what you've got. Put it in the comments. I would love to see what you've got or hear what you've got. And if you've got a video on your channel, if you just like, I don't mind dropping a link to say, like, this is my Japanese stuff. Just put it in the comments, and I'll watch what you've got and gloat with envy if I don't have it. So yes, it's probably about 5 o'clock in the morning now. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, time.
The time is 5:01 a.m.
It's 5:01 a.m. and I'm still up. I haven't been to bed. It's just normal for me now. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you very much indeed for watching, all 2 of you. I do appreciate it. If you've subscribed, thank you so much. You're an absolute diamond. I really appreciate it. I'll see you very soon on the next one. And I'm hoping that within the next week or so to have an update when the next video Nasty's live stream is going to be. So I'll keep you posted on that as well. If you're on Facebook, go to the Mondo Rock group and join. It's me and John. We're there with our bollocks. Not our bollocks. With our bullshit. Just rambling and stuff. But we do little exclusive things every now and again that we don't put on YouTube. So get over there, Mondo Rock. Get yourself in. When you've got nothing to do, you can go and be even more bored than what you were to begin with. Thank you very much indeed. I will love you and leave you. See you on the next one. You all take care of yourselves. Watch how you go. See you soon.